Dr. Kathleen Orourke, Professor Emeritus, Department of Epidemiology and Biostatistics at the University of South Florida, Vice President of Royal Oak Neighbors, LLC, and 3525 Palmer Drive. I wanted, before I began to speak, to recognize how many people have come here in support of what we want to say. I understand that Attorney Rosenka plans to table the Gemini Lakes proposal and delay the vote into January to gather more citizen input.
Excuse me, ma'am. Again, something that's not on the agenda. Are you speaking?
Let me say one more sentence and you can decide, okay? Before I continue, I want to be very clear. It's not my purpose today to discuss the pros and cons of the development itself. This is a totally different issue.
Okay.
Okay? Give me a little more time if I run out, all right? That discussion belongs in a future hearing once the proposal is formally before you. While I could easily raise detailed concerns, doing so now would be inappropriate as the item is tabled. My purpose today is simply to ensure the city is aware of the misleading marketing campaign the applicant has already launched. Meaningful public input is impossible when the materials being distributed to the residents are not truthful. Unfortunately, most of the information provided by Kolter to date has not been accurate, and that should concern all of us. Residents received a postcard directing them to the Gemini Lakes website. Curiously, many members of the Royal Oak Neighborhood Board, those best positioned to mobilize genuine citizen input, were left off that mailing list. And the website itself presents a polished but misleading picture of the project. The images of mature trees, lakes, and large homes appear unaccompanied by a disclaimer that is nearly invisible, almost as it was not meant to be seen. But the most serious issue is not the imagery. It's the statement on that site, many of which are presented as fact, even though they are not true. When an applicant begins its outreach with misinformation, it damages trust, not only in the project, but in the entire public process. If a developer cannot be honest in its initial communication, how can residents and commissioners reasonably trust anything that follows? This is not a misunderstanding. It's misrepresentation and concern anybody responsible for protecting the integrity of the process. I also take issue with the dismissive attitude shown by this out-of-state developer, Toulon, has behaved as though Titusville residents are naive or easily persuaded. We are not. We are informed, educated, and deeply invested in the future of our community. It's also worth noting that this is not the first time this developer has faced serious questions. When Kolter's representative Josh Long met with the Royal Oak Neighbor Board at my home, I shared the news coverage of the 2016 construction defects lawsuit in West Palm Beach, a lawsuit Kolter settled for $22.5 million. I would just finish because that took a minute. This history raises legitimate concerns about whether the applicant is the right steward for one of Titusville's most sensitive properties. Given the extent of the misinformation already circulated, I respectfully request that Gemini Lakes website be taken down immediately until every statement has been verified by city staff and corrected. The public cannot provide informed input when they're misled. Thank you for your time. On behalf of Royal Oak Neighbors and all these people, I respectfully request that this statement be entered into the official record, and I have copies for all of you. On the bottom, you will notice I wrote in the website of Gemini Lakes so you can look at it for yourself. Thank you.